Much better scrimmage, a lot more intensity, more physical, more plays being made. For instance, guys covered tight, they made a great throw and catch. Guy gets out in open field, some guy comes flashing out and makes a play. I mean, much better football being played. And both sides made plays when the other side was doing things right, and that's what you got to have. Much more consistent, still got to get better. It was a very physical, good scrimmage. I liked it.
Do you look for different things in the first
a lot of
scrimmage
things.
and the second?
How you compete, not really that much, but still how you compete and the culture you create when you play, and the consistency of how you play football. I mean, everybody say, well, God made a big play, that's great. Well, if it's because the other team just blew an assignment, you really don't know anything about your guys, except they know what to do. It's can they do it when the other team does it right and things like that. And I was looking for much more consistency and being much more physical in this scrimmage.
Were there particular guys that flashed at times?
A bunch. I mean, I thought the whole scrimmage was like that. I'll look at the film. I noticed Matthew Thomas a bunch on the goal line. Jalen Ramsey made some good plays. Jameis made some really good throws. 80 made some catches. And Bobo made really good catches. Christian Green in third down made some good plays. Some of those guys emerged out there. I think P.J. Williams made a good play or two. I'm just trying to go off the top of my head, but I mean, it was a much better, competing back and forth.
More like a Florida State scrimmage.
Yes.
That you want this.
Yes.
You talk about that culture all the
Yes.
time.
Yes, much more that way.
A little more physicality too. I know you weren't too happy
Yep,
with that.
tackled well and ran well. I mean, there was some pops in the pass in that scrimmage.
You look like Mal was limited a little bit today. How do you like what you saw of the other guys?
Good. I mean, they're getting better, and we got to. We're going to hold Nile for a little while, nicked and knacked, and see. But it was those inside guys. They got to grow anyway, so it's more reps for them.
The emotion was there from the outset.
No doubt. The competitive nature was there.
It's possible the way things went last week kind of spurred that on a little bit, you think?
I hope so. I hope it's just any time, not that. I hope it's spurred on any time you line up and play. That's what we got to create. I mean, which needs to be here all the time.
How is Rashad taking a leadership role of being a senior?
Still, he's a quiet. Rashad's not a rah-rah guy. Rashad's a quiet leader. He's not he'll go to you and talk to you and do that stuff. I mean, he's a very good leader, but he's not an emotional leader as far as that goes. I mean, that's not a negative. That's just his personality.
Right.
But he still does a good job leading.
But obviously, you talk about leaders by example all the time.
Exactly.
That's
How
what
he
AD
practices
does.
and what he does, and he'll go talk to you privately.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It seems like you have a lot of guys that say they're leaders or are leaders for this team, but aren't the most vocal. I mean, who are some of the guys that are vocal?
Well, I mean, we need more. I mean, there's still Jameis is vocal, Jalen's vocal. Those two is probably the most vocal consistently, I would say.
Two
Jalen
sophomores.
Ramsey.
How did your quarterbacks look today?
Pretty good. Jameis made some really good throws. Played pretty well. We caught the ball better, played better around him, and let him function.
Better rapport with the receivers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
About Mario Penner, we haven't talked about him in a while. Is he still progressing nicely?
Yeah, he had a couple nights, had a couple big long runs. I don't think he got dinged in the head down on the goal line, really.
So you're just about out of running backs then.
Yeah, about like last year, wasn't it? Freddie ran well, though. Freddie can be a tailback. Freddie can play as big back there. He does a good job.
Did you ever consider using him
Oh,
strictly
yeah.
as tailback?
No, we did. He's going to play tailback in certain situations.
Last scrimmage, or the spring game last year, didn't y'all were almost out of tailbacks?
Very well. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Does that obviously that changes? It seems like you threw a lot more of that, but does it
Yeah.
change?
Well, I don't know. We'll see what we got. We'll
Right.
wait till get the injury report tomorrow.
Carlos Williams, he's out today. Is he?
We're gonna hold Carlos the rest of spring. We know what we got there. There ain't no reason to go bang him, bruise him up.
Are you going to draft again this year?
I'll wait and see how many people we have. See how many people we have left and how we get a match and get the O-line so you don't get them discombobulated. That's what causes chaos in a spring game is the mismatching of offensive linemen, the chaotic craziness.
You guys still relatively healthy? I mean, everything kind of.
We're all right, but we're banged and bruised. It's been a good physical spring. I mean, we're banged and bruised.
On the O-line?
No, O-line, we're pretty healthy. Yeah. Seem to be anyway.
How's Cam still getting? You still working other guys at center?
Yeah, he had a series of two in there. Cam could be an exception. I mean, he's a really good tackle, but guys, I'm talking about could be extremely big time soon. We're happy with Barron. We're just doing things to develop backups and get other guys snaps that have been in games and things like that. Hofield's doing a good job. Now, I'm not displeased with Barron at all. I think he played a good day. Mm-hmm. But Cam Irving could really be. I mean, he's exceptionally quick and athletic in there.
That's part of that. Could even maybe help him as far as professionally.
Oh yeah, anytime you can snap the ball, the more positions you can play.
I guess how important is it to have a good backup at center?
It's like center's like quarterback. There's only certain. I mean, you can move guards to tackles, receivers to. Centers and quarterbacks, man. That's a learned profession, and it's you got to have as many as you can.
seems like you guys have placed a premium though on just kind of being able to move guys on the existing starting. I mean, Stork last year was that way. It's
Always
like
have to.
Are you
You
kind
have
of
to.
hoping to get more of that out of Cam and some of those other
Yeah,
guys?
and they're doing it. They're all doing it, playing tackle and guard. They're all mismatching, and moving around.
Anything that you have? Are you even tinkering to see what formations and combinations along the offensive line?
Oh yeah, I mean you always look for that and how they play together all the time.
Anything you haven't seen this spring that you still want to see the rest of the week?
Oh, I don't know. I have to go back and think. We got notes up there of things we've hit. We've got through most everything we wanted to see. But there'll still be there's a couple little notes we'll get in the next 2 days. We'll look at. I mean, I have no problem. I mean, our logo's our logo. They changed it. It's still our Seminole head. It's a beautiful head. I mean, it's what it is. So it doesn't change Florida State and what our values are, what our systems are. I mean, I don't see the issues with it. Now, did I like the old one? Yes. Did I like the new one? Yes. I mean, it's our logo, and it's not drastically that much different. And to me, I mean, I haven't been here that long, but I've been a Florida State fan too, and I don't think it's that big a deal. If Seminole Tribe is fine with things, and they like that, to me that's great. I mean, because it still doesn't change our traditions, our values, and what we are.